Thank you for tuning in to No Flag Radio. I'm your host, P. Getting back. Today we talk about Delta Sigma Theta sorority's response thus far to the outlay of our boycott, the concerned citizens of Dallas-Fort Worth, against their sorority member, Police Chief Renee Hall. So, Delta Sigma Theta at the national level has been silent on the request of the concerned citizens of Dallas-Fort Worth. Follow it on Twitter at CCODFW and then press the number 1. Just like I figured, they boule behind wood. I told y'all in my P code on the boule and the fraternities and the sororities that arose from them, they got a loyalty to the king in this society. White supremacist infrastructure is the king. And with these fraternity and sorority groups, these black Greeks, they want a servile position by any means under their white supremacist king and have codified it in these appendages of their servitude called the Black Greek fraternities and sororities, the Divine Nine. They've codified their servitude. And we talk about that, and our brother Steve Coakley beat their asses over the head about it and about their ritual of just paying lip service to black empowerment. Just like they're required to pay lip service to black empowerment, you know they stay talking that lip service about gun violence. This issue with Botham Jean, it's definitely an issue about gun violence, right? So, while walking the footing of this boycott, of course, the concerned citizens of Dallas-Fort Worth is following Delta Sigma Theta on the Twitter, following their national president on Twitter. And I want y'all to notice something from both the national Delta Sigma Theta Twitter seat and from the Delta Sigma Theta National President seat. Her name is Beverly Evans Smith. This week was interesting. They stayed retweeting these platitude-ass, hollow-speak-ass behaviors about gun reform and all of this. I guess they felt amped up to talk some shit because all these white supremacists went on these anti-government bomb-sending, synagogue shooting up, homicide missions, and also them 2 black people who were shot in Kentucky in that Kroger. Let's not forget them. But they felt the need to comment on it, Delta Sigma Theta, because this shit is recent. It happened last week. White supremacist terrorists do this shit every day. Like a devil like Amber Geiger out here. Right? But when I brought up their sorority member Renee Hall, when I rubbed her in their face, they ain't got no words. They all quiet. But okay, let me just read some recent Twitter correspondence that's on the Delta Sigma Theta Twitter page. After that, I'm gonna explain what the next steps of the concerned citizens of Dallas-Fort Worth is gonna be. First off, on the Delta main Twitter site, they put up a little thread saying, Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated sends heartfelt condolences to the loved ones of the 16 victims killed across the country. This is about the white supremacist maniacs going on their senseless homicidal rages and being taken in alive. This is what we saw last week. They say, the losses of life over the past week are a gut-wrenching reminder of the dire need for common sense gun reform in America. While we grieve, we must also fight. And I'm just like, oh, god damn. What the fuck y'all talking about? But let me keep reading. We cannot allow gun violence to become a new normal in America. Like what rock is Delta Sigma Theta living under? You know, white supremacist terrorist males been shooting up schools since the 1800s. Just to give you an example, like, people don't even think about that shit. They've been doing this shit for a long ass time. Y'all black behinds just been asleep. Just say that. Delta Sigma Theta. So that was that bullshit. Now, I bet if you ask any Delta, okay, Delta, what is the trajectory of Delta Sigma Theta's fight against gun violence? What insertion point in society will it take in society once Delta deploys it? Once they deploy it? Question mark. And what is the starting date of this deployment? How will Delta Sigma Theta unroll it? They won't be able to tell you because Delta Sigma Theta, as a collective, has no agenda for addressing gun violence. They do photo ops, they go to marches and shit like that. That's all they do. Especially if it's about addressing gun violence against black people, they ain't even gonna do shit about it. They talk in roundabouts and blanket statements. They have no black agenda because they're female clones of the boule. That means they follow an opportunist agenda, period. They move how a subservient would in a kingdom. Real milksop shit. That's all of these fraternities and sororities. We're gonna start calling you motherfuckers out to where y'all know y'all don't got nowhere to hide, no rock y'all can hide under, fucking with us out here. Underserving us out here with y'all's presence and y'all's parties and y'all bullshit and y'all lollygagging y'all do too much of. Our brother Malcolm X, he gave a speech the day after his house was firebombed back in the day, and he was like, man, you know, when I was in Africa, I noticed a tendency on the part of the Afro-Americans, talking about the Americanized blacks, to do what I call lollygag. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, even back then, motherfuckers smelt the odor of a lollygagger. You motherfuckers is lollygagging, dog. I'm just saying. With your fraternities and sororities in the face of all this evil we gotta deal with. And that's what me and the people on my channel and the concerned citizens of Dallas-Fort Worth, that's what we here to kick in the ass. Straight up. So, after Delta Sigma Theta just served up a steaming hot bowl of lip service and all they little sorority members came on and started liking the little post, little punk ass post, in my reply, I point out that, well, be sure your soror/police chief Renee Hall in Dallas, Texas gets your memo. She has not shown our city that she is enlisted in your fight when it comes to Botham Jean. And I hashtag Botham Jean. In his family's lawsuit, dated October 26, 2018, his family is suing. Her role specifically in openly disrespecting his constitutional rights is specified. Yes, punk-ass Lee Merritt, one of the lawyers for the Botham Jean family, is trying to sue. I guess he got tired of riding the R. Kelly quote-unquote victim wave and said, let me make some kind of money move since that didn't pay off with his sucker ass. So just to clue you in to what path this is gonna take based on what I've seen thus far and what I've done thus far. First, I sent my letter of notification to the Delta Sigma Theta national Twitter. That was 2 weeks ago. No response. All right, okay. Next, I sent my letter of notification to the Delta Sigma Theta president, Beverly Evans Smith, her Twitter. That was this week. She'll be getting her hard copy of the letter in the mail. I'll say within the span of some hours. Right now it's 10:58 p.m. on a Friday. The span of some hours maybe. And after they had all the white supremacist terrorists bombs getting mailed to Washington, D.C. in the previous week, I imagine the post office was not going to be letting mail just be free-flowing and shit. The Delta Sigma Theta headquarters is in Washington, D.C., so right now is right on time for that mail to come through this week. Next step will be to hit up the regional chapters of Delta Sigma Theta, all 7 of them, to put them on notice, to pressure their headquarters, to pressure their president, Beverly Evans Smith, to get Renee Hall off the rolls. And I'll reveal my letter to the regionals once I feel their Delta Sigma Theta president has had opportunity enough to respond to the hard copy. I'll give her 9 days from my mail date to respond to the CCODFW1 Twitter. I'll put that in the mail out. I'll let her know how many days she got. And the letter to the regionals will be the same, that Renee Hall has a death wish for black men, women, and children in Dallas, Fort Worth, and surrounding areas. She should not be a representative of their group who talks about service to community. This precipitating boycott will at least reveal what community Delta Sigma Theta exists to serve. That's a little detail I want to reveal to the black community, is which side does Delta Sigma Theta play for when it comes to serving the interests of the community at large? Are they loyal to members who help raise soldiers, or do they stand on a moral compass? Maybe I should say as much of a moral compass as a off-code, compromised, secret society style organization can have. But the test needs to be done. This boycott can be repeated for all of these organizations if they attempt to throw their weight around against the greater population of black society. We need to take note of this. Now, we have the numbers. They don't. We have more of us in key positions in society. Their numbers in society are fractionalized. The Divine Nine is represented in the social, political, and economic sphere as a divided house. They're a divided house anyway. They're divided along sorority and fraternity lines. They're already tribalized and fragmented to help only their fraternity and sorority. And when their fraternity or sorority isn't present in a boardroom, what happens? They're another victim of the white supremacist whims in the room, or whatever anti-black culture is around them. Now their blackness is being seen by everybody, and it ain't about that fraternity sorority bullshit. They are fish out of water, competing with all black people in the room for the favor of some white authority figure in power or somebody else in power in the room. Y'all see how that go? It's a perpetual sappery going on without their step up that they get provided by their fraternity sorority system. Just notice that. They out here butt naked without that fraternity or sorority when it comes to the political, economic, and social system. Renee Hall fired Amber Geiger after 18 days of keeping her on the rolls, and the white supremacist media, the papers, everybody was jumping down her throat still like, well, why did you fire her? Why did you do it? They were still jumping down her throat. Her nigger card was still being pulled out here. That's what's happening to y'all out here, Delta Sigma Theta, and y'all's high positions of society, whatever this and that. That's how they doing y'all still. So y'all hiding and bowing down to these people that want to see harm done to your people. It ain't gonna help you. They just gonna see fear, they gonna smell fear. Just like a dog smell fear, and they gonna bite your ass even harder. They're gonna lock down on your neck even harder. I don't know what the fuck y'all think y'all getting away from by hiding behind some damn fraternity sorority. That shit ain't gonna save shit. It ain't gonna stop shit out here. But look, follow us on CCODFW1. That's punch the number 1 on your keypad. Everybody on my channel, follow that on Twitter. Also follow me at PDGAF. That's P_D_G_A_F on Twitter. And I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Get it, y'all.